Hey friends, it's Wanda with Fox Hollow Peonies up in Interior, Alaska. And the last week or two, my crew and I have been out in our peony field doing something called side budding. Side budding is where you remove the little buds that grow up between the stem and a leaf down the stem underneath the main bud. For example, here is one right here. This little guy here is a side bud. And there's a couple more over here, these little guys. And what we do is we just grab them with our finger and pop down, and it pops it right off. Some varieties have side buds and some varieties don't. Just grab it like this and you pop down and it pops it right off. Some varieties have a lot of side buds and some varieties don't have hardly any. And people have asked me, should they remove the side buds? And that really is one thing that depends on your market. So your first few years that you're flower farming, what you're going to be figuring out really is where your market is. And so florists and wholesalers are going to want the side buds removed, because they want that big, beautiful peony bloom at the top of the stem. Because when you remove the side buds, that means the plant can send all the energy into creating this huge flower at the top of the stem. So most of your florists and your wholesalers are going to want the side buds removed. Another thing to remember is that side buds can cause your stem to be wonky. And so there are some wholesalers or florists who don't want wiggly stems. They want nice straight stems. And if you leave the side buds on, the stem tends to curve around that side bud and create a sort of a wavy stem rather than a nice straight one. So it's really important that you, if you're growing peonies, that you ask your market what they want. You ask your florist, if you're selling to florists, if they want the side buds on. If you're just selling to a farmer's market, you can probably leave those on, because it's just going to create more flowers on the stem. Once the main bud blooms, your customers can pop that one off. And some of the side buds might bloom. They don't always bloom, but some of them might bloom. So you have to kind of just check out what your market wants. So something you can be doing in your early years of growing peonies is checking with your market, your local florists, and asking them, hey, do you mind having the side buds on, or do you want them off? And definitely if you're selling to a wholesaler, they're going to want those side buds removed. Sometimes the side buds can be super, super sticky. So what we do is I put some little buckets of water. I stage them kind of along the rows in our field in the section we're working in. And when you finish a row, you just go rinse your fingers off in the bucket, kind of a little bucket of soapy water. And that helps get the stickiness off your fingers, because depending on the weather and the conditions, sometimes they can be super sticky. So anyways, that's a little bit today about side budding. And again, it's totally a decision about where you're selling. And you can see our peonies are about 4 feet tall. These ones that I'm standing in front of here are Duchess. And this one is clear up to the middle of my chest. It's amazing how fast they grow. Just about a month ago, they came out of the ground. And the reason for that is our midnight sun. Right now we're having almost 24 hours of daylight. We started about 2 or 3 weeks ago having daylight all but 2 hours or so. And so it just means they keep growing and growing and growing, and they never stop. So that's really good, but it also is crazy when it comes to harvest, because that means they don't stop opening for the night like they do in areas where you get total darkness at night. So if they're starting to open in the evening, sometimes if we don't catch them, then by morning they're open. They've blown open because they keep opening through the night. So it means Lots of harvest during the day. I do a morning, afternoon, and evening harvest, and sometimes a late night harvest about 11 or midnight before I go to bed to try to catch them, because we try to harvest as many of them as we can when they are a closed bud. I just happened to see a peony over here that is crooked. Oh, there we go. Here's one. You can see this one. Look at that. That one has a side bud on it that got kind of big, and you can see how it has made the peony stem wonky. So sometimes, again, your florists may not mind that, and some people want nice straight stems. You got to find out. I have my kids crew do my side budding, and every now and then we side budded these Duchess a week or so ago, but they, as usual, there's always some that they miss. So that one has created kind of a wonky stem, so I'll save that one probably for my farmer's market bouquets. So I hope that answers your questions about side budding, and we'll talk to you again soon. I harvested 4 peonies last night, and depending on how the weather goes the next few days, cool weather slows things down, but we should be harvesting starting in 3 or 4 days with our main harvest. So we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye from Fox Hollow.